Hello, everyone, and welcome to this special session with Vitality, talking all about sleep deprivation and performance. My name is Jamie. I'm one of the Vitality coaches, and I'm really lucky to be joined by Vitality Performance Champion James Rodwell. So James, for those of you that don't know, is a Rugby Sevens legend. He is the most capped Rugby Sevens player of all time. And James, also someone who is particularly interested in sleep, I understand.
Yeah, sleep's a big passion of mine. I see everyone enjoys sleeping, but the thing I found really important is how it can affect your performance. And all through my rugby career, I've really invested time in understanding that and how it can really make a difference to performance and recovery. And I think it's probably one of the most undervalued parts of physical well-being. So really excited to talk about it today.
Amazing. Cool. So we're here today just with a simple task of 3 questions to answer. So James, I'm going to pass straight over to you. The first question that we have today is, what is the best tactic to get back to sleep if you wake up with your mind overthinking in the night? I'm pretty sure we can all relate to that one.
Yeah, it's a really good question. I think one of the most important things with sleep is to making sure that you can clear your mind before you go to sleep in the first place. If you go to bed with that, with loads of things going through your mind, what you might be doing tomorrow, what work you've got, what deadlines, those sorts of things, it's going to lead to a really poor quality of sleep. So really understanding how you can switch your mind off before you actually go down. There's loads of different ways, but obviously getting off your screens, that side of thing, and sort of having that sort of downtime to really allow your mind to relax before you go to sleep in the first place. That doesn't always work, and some people still wake up in the night and will have those moments where they can't stop thinking, and naturally the first thing you think of is, I'm not getting enough sleep, I can't sleep, and all you want to do is, I just need to get back to sleep, it's got a really busy day tomorrow. And obviously that is the worst possible thing you can do, because all you just goes round and round in your head going, I'm just getting a terrible night's sleep. So for me, if that does happen, it's all about changing what you're thinking about, trying to not think about the fact that you need to get back to sleep. And I know that sounds silly, but if you can think of something else, then actually it relaxes your mind back to where it needs to be to drop off into that deep sleep. And there are certain ways, certain things that you can use to help that. I know with Headspace, there's Sleep SOS session on there, which I've used in the past, which just gets your mind thinking of different ways. And one of the things is just to count back from 1,000 backwards, so down to 0. And you never get to 0, you're always fast asleep. So I've never had the time where I've had to restart, but it's just finding little things to switch how your mind is thinking and what it's thinking about to allow you to drift back off to sleep.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect answer. And it's about getting into that clear, calm, quiet space, isn't it? And James, that does tie in quite nicely to our next question, because obviously being a rugby performer, but at an elite level, but I'm sure everyone can relate to kind of having big days and, being nervous the night before and things like that. But how did sleep affect your rugby performance? Do you think that was something that actually was detrimental to your performance?
Yeah, it can be, definitely. If you're not getting enough sleep, your mind and your body can't recover. So like when you're playing sport, your body's, especially rugby and other elite, playing at international level, you are putting your body to the absolute limit day after day. So if you're not getting that right recovery, your body's not having a chance to repair itself, recover, and be in the best place for you to be able to perform the next day and the day after that. And it's easy to think, I don't need enough sleep, I'm not that tired, my body doesn't want to shut down, I'm wide awake. But it's that understanding that you've got to create a nice routine to allow your body to do that. And once you get this right and your sleep is good quality, you really start to see the benefits start moving forward. And I think the things that quickly go when you're tired is your ability to focus, your concentration in those key moments. But also when the pressure comes on, it's the first thing to go. Your mind wanders elsewhere and you're not going to perform at your best. And I just think that allowing your like in rugby, for example, you will spend so much time on the gym, the physicality side, the fitness training. Spend a bit of time on the mental resilience, that side of things, and then you don't really spend that time. How am I going to recover effectively? Like I've got all this effort in and work in to really perform at my best, but it's the first thing that people slip up on is the recovery. How do I allow my body to recover properly? And people think, it's all about nutrition, getting that side of things in right. Yes, it is. But sleep is so important, because that is the time you got 8 hours of sleep where your body is repairing itself, where you're not using it to its full potential. All it's there to do is to recover and repair itself. So, it's been difficult throughout my career. I mean, I think when you're young, you have this sort of a massive amount of energy to get through things, and it's great. And you think, oh, I don't need anything. And as you get older, your body starts to feel a bit more tired. Takes a little bit longer to recover, and the sleep is really important then. And then those with people with families can definitely associate this. But the sleep deprivation you get from children and being able to perform at your best is really key to making sure you get the right amount of sleep at the right time to allow you to perform at your best.
Yeah, I think that the key there is that actually you're setting yourself up for good performance by getting enough sleep. And James, that leads us actually to the final question. You mentioned it earlier, but when you know you've got a big day ahead, your mind naturally starts racing, and then you feel like, right now I'm not going to get enough sleep. And if you haven't had a good night's sleep, that really, you feel like that might be detrimental to your day ahead. So the final question to you is, what are your tips and tricks for dealing with a busy day when you know you haven't had an optimal night's sleep?
Yeah, and I think we can all definitely resonate with this. We've all had those moments where we've woken up going, oh my God, I've got the busiest day ever and I've had hardly any sleep. And that's going to happen. Like, we can't hide from that fact. And I think for me, the way to get the best out of that day is to look at your diary, work out the parts of the day that need the most concentration and focus from you to be able to deliver at your best. Highlight those. Make sure you're in a really clear mind space to be able to perform at your best at those moments. And then throughout the rest of the day, it's how you fit in little breaks to keep your energy levels as high as they can be. Because even if you get the most sleep in the world, you're still going to have points where you can't focus for the whole day of work. Like whatever time you start, whether it be 7, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, you can't focus all the way through to the end of the day without a break. You need to give your mind a rest, a break. And probably goes back to that first question around being able to switch off effectively. And the things I've learned, which have been most powerful throughout my rugby career, which have helped me deal with these types of days, is the ability to switch off and switch on at the right moments. Now, you might only need like a minute little breather away from your laptop to be able to come back and refresh and refocus, to be able to give that task at hand 100% concentration. So when you have these days, it's all about breaking your day down into really small chunks. Other things to be able to do which really help with this is actually to stay active and stay find times to get movement within your day. So whether that be if you have a hour lunch break, can you get some fresh air? Can you go out and actually have a move around? Because as we all know, when we go to the gym, we do exercise, the body releases those hormones which give you that energy boost naturally and allow you to keep going. And it's about picking the moments in the days when you can, but to allow you to really get those tiny little energy boosts that will help you get through. And then probably the biggest thing is understanding at the end of the day that you've had a bad day, you've had a tough day because of the poor sleep the night before. So how can you adjust your bedtime routine to actually try and catch up just a little bit, because you're never going to catch all of it up, but you don't want to be in that same place again the next day and the day after. So understanding that you do have to compensate a little bit. So yes, you're going to be really tired at the end of the day, but allow yourself to recover properly for the day after and the day after.
Perfect. So I think that I've kind of learned from you that sleep is the basis of high performance, but unfortunately it's not always guaranteed. But that doesn't mean that your day necessarily needs to be impacted from that. So hopefully James's expert advice has helped you today. Please do make sure that you get enough sleep, you focus on your sleep. It's really, really crucial in terms of your performance looking forward, and it's a key part of your fundamental overall well-being. So James, thank you again for your advice. Take care and hopefully see everyone soon.
Thanks, Jamie.